I had a mom who worked what I call from 8 to faint. Literally, she would leave the house every morning, would get up at 4:30, and you see my mom rarely before 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. That's just the way it was. She took one Sunday off a month to rest her body. And no shame to her game, but she worked hard and did everything she could for us. And the long story is this. When I got introduced to this business, I realized that we have something single moms and single parents, not to eliminate men, can put their hands on that could change their life. I often wonder where my mom would have been later on in life had she had not had to worry about money every day of her life. If she didn't have to worry about whether we had anything to put on the bread, much less if we had bread. I often wonder where she would have, how her life would have been joyful instead of wore out and beat up and tore up in her later in a part of her life. And so when I got in this industry, I realized we have something here that can set everyone free if they're willing to work, willing to be coachable, and they have a desire to change their life. We've got the perfect storm here tonight, and that's called partner.co. And I'm excited about talking about this tonight. We're an international company. We're in 50 plus countries, and I'm telling you, we're here to get after it. We're launching. I think we're closer to 60 now is what I'm understanding. And I'm going to turn this over to Todd. He knows the products like he knows his backhand. And I'm excited. Coach Todd, by the way, so y'all know real quick, he didn't have it easy coming up. He didn't have a single mom, had a good structure in his home, but he has worked with a pile of single moms and helping them change their lives. So back to you, Coach.
Yeah, Fred, this may be the best business model that has ever been invented for a single parent to be able to create income and have flexibility. We all know that for those of you out there that are single parents, the burden of getting kids to games, practices. So it's not just the money that you struggle a lot of times with as a single parent, it's the time to make everything happen in life and make a living too. So this is a virtual franchise that runs from your phone or your computer, whichever way you'd rather operate. And it allows you to build a passive residual income around the world. And you're going to have an arsenal, really an army of people helping you do that. You're going to hear from some of those moms tonight and dads that have been single parents or raised by single parents talk about how this is making a real impact on their life. But what creates the income for the company is we create, manufacture, and then distribute some of the highest quality products that exist on planet Earth. They're all doctor created. They're all backed by science. We have about 100 products in totality, everything from superfood drinks to energy drinks that are healthy for you to a whole lineup of nutrition. But we have 3 core products that we talk about a lot. We're not going to spend very much time on the products tonight because we want you to hear the business stories on this particular Zoom. But one of our products that really does well with single moms because they can post it on social media, they can share it with friends. There's very few women that exist on planet Earth that don't want to lose at least 10 more pounds. So this is our homeopathic set of drops. They're all natural. They do everything from boosting your mood, boosting your metabolism, giving you more energy. We nicknamed them Liquid Discipline because they really balance out you hormonally. They balance out your pancreas. They balance out your thyroid. They just give you tremendous discipline to then eat from our direction booklet, or what we call our approved food list. The reason that so many people have been able to lose hundreds of pounds, we've got more than we can count that have lost 100. We probably now have several dozen at 200. And we have thousands that have gotten back to their ideal weight. But most importantly, they've been able to keep it off because we don't restrict calories. We don't put you on some type of program you can't sustain long term. We help you change your lifestyle. And let's start right there with Miss Marla Finn. She has been a single mom basically the whole time I've known her. I've watched her raise that young man standing next to her since he was about come up to, definitely wasn't to her waist yet when I first met Marla. So Marla, tell us a bit about your personal journey with the weight loss and what you've been able to do staying at home and homeschooling your son.
I would love to. It's an honor to be here and to share. This business, this industry has changed my life. I was an elementary school teacher and I loved teaching, but I knew it took so much out of me. I knew I couldn't keep doing that and be a good mom too. And my son came along a little bit later on in life. I was able to stay at home. I was married at that time, and I knew I needed to bring in a little bit of extra money here and there. So I started to do a little bit, but then I found myself after 23 years of marriage, single. And if it wasn't for this business, this particular business that I joined 12, 13 years ago, I would not have been able to make it on my own. I started out strong. I lost some weight. I'm losing a little bit more weight again because it was about 12 years ago. But I got to tell you, I had great success early on, Todd, and you saw that. I won some trips. I got to travel with my son. I got to homeschool him from home. I didn't have to go and teach at 7 a.m. every day till 4 and then bring it home with me and not have time for my son. Because of this, it gave me that time freedom and it continued to build. But I'll tell you what, Todd, it's never been better than right now. Right now, it's duplicatable. I'm able to help all kinds of young people, people that are single parents, all different walks of life, get money. I mean, before they even practically start. And I think they'll teach you and train you how to do that. But this is the best time ever. I can't believe what I'm making. It right now, it is definitely I'm glad I'm not teaching. I ain't going back to teaching. This is it. I'm not even doing as much photography as I used to do because I used to need to do that to help a little bit. Guys, this is it. I'm so glad you're on here. But right now, it is duplicatable. You can do this. I promise you, and you will have help. You'll never be alone.
Marla, we are so proud of you. We've watched you change your life. We're watching you, more importantly now, change other people. You know, it's one thing to get your own track, your own life on track, but it's a whole nother thing when your life is now on track enough that you can invest into other people's lives. That's where the sweet spot is, where real happiness on this earth exists, when you are pouring into other people's lives. So congratulations. And Fred, we're going to go back to you up there in Virginia with Miss Ashley Barts. I know that she's just joined us as a single mom.
Yes, we love Ashley. Ashley is actually a distant cousin of mine, a bit younger, lives in a small town called Danville, Virginia. And are you with us, Ashley? Sure to unmute.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Good to have you. Tell us first of all, you got introduced to this industry by me and some friends, and we're so excited about you coming here. But I know your trail. I know you being a single mom and how difficult. So share that a little bit, how this is helping you fill in the needs, and of course the product as well, if you want to share with that.
Oh, absolutely. For one, being a single mom, oh my God, the worry, the constant worry, how am I going to pay this? How am I going to get my son what he needs for school, or, whatever it may be. Sometimes you just worry, and the income that I had with my day job just wasn't cutting it. I mean, yeah, we got a roof over our head, we got food, but we still have other needs and wants and things. And when you came to me with this, it was at the right time. It has changed everything for me. Like, I'm making extra money, and when I think, oh my God, am I going to be able to pay that bill? Yes. Yeah, I am now. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the skinny drops, I love the skinny drops. For me personally, they have given me natural energy. Not only have I lost weight, natural energy. Before, you couldn't catch me hardly wanting to exercise, or even I'd be so drained that I didn't feel like doing anything. I just had so much on my plate. But now I'm excited to exercise. I'm excited about it. I just love, and also I love that this is a partnership and I don't feel alone, and I feel like I'm in the military, no man left behind. I absolutely love it.
You give me chill bumps. That is an amazing story. But I tell you the other thing you now have that people realize once they get involved, not when first approached, but you have hope again. Like you have a game plan for getting ahead in life, where so many of us get in this rat race of just survival without a game plan to actually get out of the survival mode. So we're so proud of you, Ashley. Just absolutely crazy.
If I may mention, she made right at $300 this weekend, all from the internet, following simple instructions from home. and still got to be with her children. I think that says it all right there.
Absolutely.
And then Ashley Antley, you've now remarried. You have a blended family. You and your husband Reese are just absolutely killing this business. But you did spend 4 years of your life, I believe, with 3 children as a single mom. Share a little bit about that journey and how the security of now this home-based business helps you out.
Sure. So it was actually with 2 children. They were 3 and 5 when their dad decided to leave. I've had very little help from him since then. It was hard. I mean, there was days I was borrowing $20 from friends to put in the gas tank so I could get to work. And I had a college education. I mean, I was working, had a college degree. But I mean, we were paycheck to paycheck and then some. Very, very difficult. At that time, I did try to do several different sales things. I tried to sell a protein shake for a company, and it was always just for the discount. And so I could get the product. I never made money, never, ever, ever. And so I was putting into these companies and I wasn't getting anything back. So to have had this company back then would have been life-changing, because I always say these products are so good that they organically sell themselves. I can't sell anything. I'm not a salesperson. But these products, you don't even have to sell. You use them. They work. You share the story of how they work for you, and they sell themselves. So if I had had this back then, I think it would have been a total game changer. I'm thankful, though, that I have it now. Those kids are 18 and 16, and then we have 3 others on top of them. So we have a family of 5 kids, and this extra income has just been life-changing. We're just blessed to be here, and I thank God every day for this company and for Todd and Ashley.
Yeah, and you use the social media. You did retail sales with the Slender Eyes, and I think you were making about $1,000 a week out of the shoot before really your husband Reese knew what was going on. We'd already getting the family ahead.
And it's just, I mean, it's just easy. It's a great product. So I focus mainly on the skinny drops. I've kind of branched out some to some other products since then, because I use all the products. But I started with just the skinny drops because everybody needs them. Everybody can drop 5 pounds. Everybody can use extra energy. So the stuff that I had sold previously, like I've sold workout clothes, I've sold makeup, I've sold all this stuff, and I've never made a profit because it's been such a small percentage of people that it's reached. Like workout clothes, that'll be women ages, I don't know, 35 to 60, but skinny drops can be for everybody. So it's a great opportunity here, and I would just encourage everybody just to jump on board, because now is the time.
So we're going to quickly mention 2 other products. And by the way, I've skipped over, so it's not just single moms, but like Krista here, she had become a stay-at-home mom with her 3 children. Her husband is a fireman. I was a school teacher, so I understand that life where you can't really, no matter how hard you work, you don't really affect your income when you work for a government agency as the fire department or the school system. So Krista's not a single mom, but she is a stay-at-home mom, and so is Ursula right here. Ursula has 6 children and has used this to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. She homeschools all 6 children from home. So both Ursula and Krista, as stay-at-home moms, have just made a huge impact on their family's life. I am going to mention just a couple of other products, and then we're going to go over here to the business and hear from just a few other people and wind up the night. But if weight loss is a goal, those skinny drops are unbelievable. But we also have a patented product called Renew that naturally raises your human growth hormone. It does it through 4 different pathways. HGH is known as the longevity hormone. It's going to do everything from increase your muscle tone, better body composition. It's a part of all cellular regeneration. So better hair, better skin, better nails, better bone density. If you are that woman in between 30 and say 55 dealing with some hormonal things, it's going to really optimize. If you optimize your HGH, it's going to help you optimize other hormonal things going on, from progesterone to estrogen. Maybe get rid of some of that mental fog or brain fog that you have, give you some real clarity, energy back. It's going to improve cardiovascular health. Lots of studies now showing higher HGH levels correlate to less cardiovascular events. And Cindy Farley is a great example of somebody 53 years old using the Renew to increase her stamina to allow her to continue to get all of her workouts done. You can see Ernest grew his hair back using the HGH because of that cellular regeneration aspect. And then the third and final product is called MOA. The only product, I've got my master's in nutrition. I've worked around products for 30 years. It's the only product I've ever seen that works for 100% of the people that take it. It is just a miracle product. It's got 36 different superfoods in it. They impact the life on so many levels. But the biggest thing that the MOA does is it reduces inflammation in the body. So it could be swollen ankles. It could be psoriasis or eczema, as you see there in that picture. It could be rheumatoid arthritis with Miss Deborah here. You can see the swelling that came out of her thighs in 20 days. Really used it as a ex-professional football player that was all beat up to come off of CBD and some prescription pain medication he was taking for his joint pain. It also helps with athletic performance because it's the single best product that's ever been invented for recovery. I always tell every athlete to take it. And Anthony, you don't have children yet, but you were raised by a single mom. So what was it like as a kid growing up, seeing the pain in your mom's eyes, trying to make ends meet for you and your brother?
Yeah, watching, I have an older brother who's handicapped. I have a sister that's younger. So, and then being raised by a single mom, it was tough at times. Like Fred mentioned, it was days where I wouldn't even see my mom. I mean, I get up, I make sure my brother was dressed for school. I make sure my sister had breakfast and everything done. And then I get up and go to school and come back and mom still wasn't there. I make sure my sister did her homework, make sure I got them fed. And she still was at work because she was working 2 to 3 jobs to make it happen. And Todd and Fred, what I learned from watching a mother in general, but a single mother at that, you learn that they make zero excuses. They just go and get stuff done. You also watch how they are determined to see a lot of things through. And then it also helps you out. It helped me out so much to dream big. Because I always had a goal in mind that one day I will retire my mom from having to work all those jobs. And you also learn to love and care about people because they love and care about you and they show so much love and they do almost everything for you. So I got high respect for single moms, and it really helped me out in this business. It allowed me to be able to work from anywhere that I wanted to and be able to, when my mom needs money, I'll be able to say, all right, well, check your account. I already sent it, without a question or without a doubt, so this business has been a complete blessing for me and my family.
You and Fred are unbelievable examples of what the sacrifice of a single mom can do to allow the trajectory of their children to come up and grow up and not struggle, be successful. So y'all's mamas did a great job. Y'all are inspiration to us all. But it is, for all of you guys out there for the first time tonight, you pay $29.95 one time. So it's a very inexpensive to get started in. And you've got a virtual franchise. You can work it from work. You can work it from your car. Ashley Antley, who just spoke, I think 70% of the Zooms I do for her, she's in her car in between somewhere working or picking up a child somewhere. So it's universally via the phone, the iPad, however you want to do it. And you can do that in your own town, or you can do it anywhere in the world that you want to do it. You do have to get your business qualified by either buying or selling some products. You need to have at least what we call 200 points to have what we call an activated position to be able to start making money. The favorite one for all single mamas is that 4-pack of drops. Use one, sell 3, and get yours for free. Free is the famous word for those mamas out there trying to make their families whole, both in the home front and on the financial front. So it's $371. You're going to sell them at least at $150 a piece. You'll have $450 returned to you. So you've got everything for free. You can start pre-selling them and have all of your money by the time drops arrive. You will need to have an active subscribe and save, which is either yourself or one person customer a month that orders at least 100 points or $150 worth of product. So for all you mamas out there that start posting, that'll be really simple to get. You'll have customers that meet that requirement, and I feel certain that you'll probably be buying enough to sell yourself that will meet that requirement. But then here's the miraculous part. This is where we help you with your time freedom. Everybody that's been asked to come here tonight will have a tremendous support network helping you build. You'll connect the dot. There will be people that step in and help you build the team around the world. And our company is the #1 ranked compensation plan in the world. So as your team begins to grow out, you're going to be paid 9 different ways, override commissions, and it can become extremely lucrative for you. But the only one I'm going to mention tonight is that when you do start making at least $250 a week in our pay plan, that's direct deposited to you on a Friday. You just heard Ashley Barts there. She's only been in the company now just maybe a month or two. She made $300 last week, so she met that requirement. And you'll get that extra money in the savings account. And then when it hits 10,000, you're going to get a $10,000 bonus. So we're going to go there to that girl in the bottom right. Her name is Andrea Rosser. Andrea, I've got you here somewhere. Let's go find you. I know I do. Well. Andrea, I pulled up the wrong PowerPoint, Miss Andrea, but you go ahead and start, Andrea. And as you're talking, I'm going to find your kids because I'm not going to let you talk without your kids showing. Let me start, Andrea walked away from a 6-figure corporate America job. She lives in Temecula, California, which is the heart of Southern California. Very probably against some of her family and friends' advice, she did it. But Andrea, you were successful, and you've been able to raise your 2 children and be a stay-at-home mom the last 5+ years.
Well, actually 12 years, Todd. And I'll tell you, I didn't walk away by choice. So I just want to share really quickly kind of where I came from and where I'm at. And just, I actually was laid off in the housing crisis, that whole thing, 2008, 2009. And I lost that good job that I was using to feed my family. I'm the sole provider for our household and have been for a long time. And when that happened, it was devastating. And I spent a year looking for something. And I was trying, a big part of that is I wanted more time with my kids. And I was trying to reduce my commute because living in Southern California, on top of a workday, I had a 3-hour commute. So that meant I was kissing foreheads at night and I was kissing foreheads in the morning. And other people were with my kids all day, kind of like what Anthony was talking about. And took a year trying to find something in that, got incredibly broke, like terrified broke, behind on the mortgage broke, praying for groceries broke. And that's when I found this industry. So they did think I was crazy still, but it was a little bit different than that. But I actually found this industry 12 years ago, or it'll be 12 years ago next month. And it changed every aspect of our life because we went from crying and praying for grocery money and being a mom that, I'll tell you, I started this industry to feed my kids. And then I started this industry because I wanted to be able to say no as an option. Like, I think there's power in telling your children no, but I was tired of having to tell them no. And that was our life for a solid 2 years of, Mom, can we? And it was distraction and no. And then I decided that from there, I was going to say no because I wanted to. And what it's led to is last month, and I'll just share this really quickly, because of this company and because of this system that you guys are hearing about tonight, last month I got to go to California, take my kids out there and spend, because we got out. So very excited about that. But we got to spend a month of yes. So I didn't tell the kids before, that's key, because it probably would have cost me a little bit more. But I wanted to give my kids a month to remember. And so I let them pick the day that we flew out there, and I let them pick the day that we came home. We went to Disneyland and got to spend a couple of days there. We got a beach house for the week. My son got a week's worth of surf lessons. My daughter had row 3 at a Taylor Swift concert. I don't even know what else we did, but we literally had 30 days where they got to go wide open, do whatever they wanted. Mom got to say yes. And the gift of that was that was provided for from here. And if you are any of the parents on here that have been in a place where you had to say no, like you had no choice. And to be able to take that and just run for the yes on a consistent basis for an entire month, where I came home, my bills are paid. I came home, we're okay. But they got to have a phenomenal time. And it's purely because of this system that you guys are seeing tonight. So a little bit different than the way you led me in here, Todd. So I hope that was okay. But that was just on my heart tonight.
It was amazing, Andrea. You're such a inspiration to so many of us. It's just amazing what you've been able to do, the residual passive income you built into your life, the time freedom you now have to raise your children, and they're such wonderful kids. You've done it. You've done it. They're almost grown now. Very, very impressive.
Almost.
So, Fred, I'll turn it back to you and let you close us out with all the single parents.
That was an amazing story. You sure I ain't one of your stepkids? Maybe I can go next time. Anyway, folks, you've heard some from the very best, from those making a few $100s on a weekend. We've talked to you about what we believe is the greatest opportunity, maybe in the whole universe right here, at least in the United States of America, and every 50 plus countries we're in. I want you to think about this for just a moment now, coming from the background some of these folks have come from. Suppose
Fred,
for a moment. Yes, sir.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I forgot one person. So I'm
Okay,
pulling her
we'll
up right
skip
now,
on there.
and then we're going to come back to you and let you close out.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
Terri,
I'm glad you got on there.
yeah. So Terri is also she's now married now too. She married somebody she met in this home-based business named Brent Parrish. I knew them both independently. They're two of the most wonderful people in the world. They were meant for each other. So, but Terri, I knew you for a decade when you were a single mom of a lot of kids. I think you've got maybe a dozen grandkids now. But Terri, tell us a little bit about your venture in this industry to create time freedom and stuff as a single mom.
Well, I've been in the industry for a long time. When I first got married, the first time in 1977, we joined Amway. So everybody's heard of Amway, but it was Amway and we didn't make any money. And then we went to another company and never made any money. We finally joined this company about 12, 13 years ago. And I was a single mom trying to pay the mortgage and buy groceries and everything. And it was tough. It was really, really hard. And I'm still on my journey, but what made it easy this time was we have the skinny drops, which I've sold a lot of. And it just brought extra money in my pocket when I needed it.
So Terri, I've got to ask you a personal question that maybe some of those single mamas out there would also like, and that is, we really attract very good people to our company. The bad ones seem to disappear. Upward moving, generally conservative, Christian, God-fearing people are the ones that generally come here, stick, and build. So for the single ones that show up, there's a pretty good pull. It's kind of like meeting somebody at church instead of the bar. But you met a man in network marketing. So tell us a little bit about that, like the community that you get surrounded here with.
Well, we went to a big function and the people that I was with that were my sponsors, they knew Brent. I didn't know Brent, but we were on a break and he came up and they introduced us. And as soon as it was over, we were looking for each other. So we've been together ever since pretty much.
I love it. I love it. Y'all are meant for each other. Because Brent was also a single dad of several girls too. So he, y'all are, I think y'all what, maybe 6 kids combined now, 15 grandchildren.
I have 5. He has 3.
8
they're
kids.
They're all grown. Now we have like 13 grandkids. We have a house full. I mean, not a house full, but when they come over, we do.
All right, sorry for interrupting you, Fred. I'll turn it back to you
sir.
now, but I did not want to leave that mom out. She is too good.
That was worth the price of the movie ticket. I'll tell you right there. That was worth it there. Listen, like I was saying, we think we have the perfect storm here. We have the best company. We have the best comp plan. We have the best leadership, I believe. And we have a way from holding a single cell phone. All you got to do is, do you have one? How simple can it be to just be able, no more than answering a phone call or a text message technically, and you can be global all over the world. Here's what I know. You'll be in business with us, but you'll never be in business by yourself. We'll lock arms, which is why partner co, not by yourself co. And so I just want to ask you a couple of quick questions here. I want you to think about it. Suppose you never had to worry about money again. Suppose you didn't have to worry about you could go to a restaurant, instead of reading the menu from the right, you could start in the middle and never look at the right. That is, to me, is an exciting thing to be able to do things like that. I love the trip to California. I have a good friend in this industry. I remember when he was so broke, he lost his home, his car, and everything in this industry. And guess what he got to do? He got to take his kids to Disney World in Florida. And everybody kept asking, when you coming back? When you coming back? He said, when we're done. It was almost a month trip. See, that's what this industry can do for you. Could you imagine for one moment getting up in the morning? I was thinking about how my mom struggled to feed us. And she, listen, I'm thankful to God for her. And I thought about this industry a few years ago, Todd. I got a phone call from a big youth ministry taking place. Over 300 kids were coming. Some were literally in sailboats for 2 days to get to this main island to be able to be at a youth conference, to help them for their future and everything else. And the number one supporter for the meals, to supply the meals, backed out. They had 4 hours to figure out what they were going to do. I didn't have to give it a lot of thought. I'm not trying to impress you with me. I'm just telling what the industry did. I said, how many kids again? And I was able to pay for the food for a Saturday for lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, plus dessert for 300 kids. And didn't even have, I said, do you use Cash App? It was just that quick. So that's what it does for you, because I didn't want one kid to go hungry for one moment. I know what that's like. Imagine you helping your neighbor out or your loved ones or someone during the holidays. What would it feel like to just to get not have? Listen, I've been to the ATM machine hallelujah course. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Where you go to the ATM machine, you can't take out less than $20. I've been there where you put your card in, you get all religious, you start praying. You're praying, and all of a sudden, you're doing the hallelujah jump because $20 come out, but you were $40 overdrawn. I know what it's like, man, but we can change that so you never have to have a religious experience at an ATM machine ever again. What would it feel like just to press the numbers, let the money come out, and to be able to do the things you want to do? What would it feel like, Todd, at church when they're offering, if you go to church or something, or you hear about a big movement, and your heart wants to give $1,000 or $10,000, but your checkbook says you can give $12.80. What would it feel like to be able to just write the check? This is what this business can do. What would it feel like to be in a safe neighborhood? Some of you moms, I know, I was in a neighborhood. This business can change your zip code. You can move from a hood to a brand new neighborhood. I'm telling you, it can do anything you want to do. And here's the final question to you. $29.95. What if it don't work? Well, we got a proven system that proves that it does work. So get back with the person who invited you tonight. They thought enough of you to invite you. They loved you enough to let you see this great opportunity. I want to thank all the ladies and everyone that was on tonight, and Anthony and Todd. Thank you for hosting this thing. We appreciate you more than you can know. God bless. Get your questions answered for the person who invited you tonight. And we look forward to seeing you in the beaches of the world. God bless.